For 2 years we have been played by Miyazaki. He tricked us into thinking that Miquella was Griffith while it was Marika all along. And from that simple act of linking those two characters together, we can explain the DLC story trailer way better. When I first saw that trailer, I didn't understand what the hell was going on. I think you guys had the same experience as well. But the first thing I noticed immediately was the big parallel imagery between the first shots and Berserk, especially the part where Griffiths ascend to godhood. He's portrayed walking on corpses, a pile, a mountain of dead people, just like Marika is portrayed here. You can see the similarity by yourself, and I think this confirms that what we are seeing is Marika's ascension. Just like Griffith, she ascended by the means of dead bodies and betrayal, which bring us to the second point, which is betrayal. In order for Griffith to ascend to godhood, he needed to betray his friends. He needed to offer them as a sacrifice, promised this by the god of the Berserk universe. In the same time, we are clearly told in the story trailer that in the beginning, it was seduction and betrayal. But the question here is the word seduction. Does it mean Marika seducing the being that she extracts the golden item from, or the greater will seducing Marika, his promise of godhood to her, only if she would make a sacrifice, a betrayal, or is it both? Again, the parallels here are very clear, and I can't believe we didn't connect those two characters before. Well played, Miyazaki. The next point I want to explain is Marika's actions here, and those two giant structures beside her. I think those are tree trunks, but what exactly is Marika doing here? Again, by looking into Berserk we may understand more. First, we already established that this shot is portraying Marika's ascension, but I believe it also portrays her sealing the Shadowlands and going to the lands between. The opening in the middle looks a lot like the environment of Altos Plateau, while the sides look like the Shadowlands. In order to understand this more, let's look at the very similar but reversed event. In the world of Berserk, the physical and astral realms were once connected, they were united, but after ages and certain events, those realms were separated from each other. The only way for creatures to pass between them was the holes in the Erdtree. The Erdtree is a metaphysical concept. When Griffith wanted to make himself appear as a savior, he planned an event. That event would cause those two realms to merge together again. So without getting into much details, he caused the Erdtree to become a spiral tree, which caused the two realms to combine. So he combined the physical and astral realms again, which caused all kind of evil to attack humans. He then made a city at the base of that tree in which people viewed as a safe haven. What they didn't know was that Griffith was actually the villain that caused all of this. I think Marika did the same, but in reverse. In this shot, she separated the astral realm, which is the Shadowlands, and the physical realm, which is the lands between. Those two tall structures we can see beside her are the trunks of the spiral Erdtree. We can even see the similarity here. We can even see the door-like opening here. The spiral tree is actually the original tree, which in Elden Ring we refer to as the crucible. What Marika did was separate the two realms and hide the tree form of the spiral tree. She made the Erdtree to hide the original spiral tree and portray it as only a single tree, which would make people think this is the only realm, the physical realm. She then made a city at the base of the Erdtree, which is Leyendell, going back to Griffith's city, Falconia, which resided at the base of the tree as well, who would know that people saw the tree as the reason of their harvest and prosperity. He convinced them that the tree was actually the Erdtree. That was a lie. As we said, the tree was a metaphysical concept. What Griffiths had was like a hub that connected to the real tree. You see where I'm going here? Just like Griffith, Marika convinced the people of the lands between that the Erdtree is the original tree, while in matter of fact, it was an illusion. The real spiral tree was hidden by the Erdtree. The real tree was a shadow of the Erdtree. I think this is the hidden meaning of the title that Miyazaki told us about. But just like the people of Berserk, the people of the lands between didn't know the truth. The truth that Marika was the villain, the tree isn't real, and the Golden Order was made on betrayal. This gets us to the question of what was that thing that Marika extracted. I think this is the Elden Beast/ring. Actually, I always thought that the Elden Beast looked so much like the Lanikia supercluster. That supercluster is home to hundreds of thousands of galaxies, and one of those is our Milky Way. Now, I always thought that this was the visual inspiration for the Elden Beast, and that would actually make sense outside the visual similarity. The Elden Beast is a star, it's of cosmic origin. Also in Elden Ring, the Golden Ember contains the remnants of ancient life and houses its vitality. We get that from Ceylon questline, so it would make sense that the universe is golden. Now, if you removed the blue surroundings and the stars, the Lanikia supercluster would look like this. I don't know, man. Did I go crazy from watching the trailer 100 times, or does this look a lot like it's what's Marika holding? I think this is the Elden Ring when it's extracted from the god of the age. Marika then used this to ascend to godhood and separate the Shadowlands, as we already said. Also, the theme of the Elden Beast is playing while we are watching those shots. Another evidence would be this shot here where Marika is shattering the Elden Ring. We can see the same golden strands there. Now, if our boy Miquella is innocent after all, and Miyazaki just played us into thinking he was inspired by Griffith, where does that put Miquella now? Let's continue the trailer and I will explain to you my thought process. We are presented by a war led by Messmer the Impaler. We are even shown why he is called the Impaler. We are also shown that the giant war machines are actually on the side of Messmer. We are told of Messmer tyranny and his purge, his eradication of the other factions. This shot in particular reminds me a lot of Vlad the Impaler. Then we are told that the kind Miquella sacrificed everything for the good of the people, for him to go to the Shadowlands and rescue the people from Messmer's tyranny. He is portrayed as this saint figure, this Christ Savior figure. To prove this even more, we can actually hear a very interesting prayer playing. It's even during the first shot of Miquella.
And so kindly Miquella would abandon everything.
It says Ave Marika. If you have a Christian background or an interest in religions, you would recognize that this is taken from the very famous prayer Ave Maria, which is a prayer to the Virgin Mary used in Catholic worship. It's actually very famous. Ave Marika means Hail Marika. But if Marika is this evil character that Miquella is here to fix what she did, why is her theme playing in the background? Let's look at the lyrics of Ave Maria. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. I think it becomes clear now that we are being led to believe that Miquella is the Jesus of Elden Ring. And to be honest, I don't buy that. I don't buy that Miquella is just doing all of this from the good of his heart. When did we get this selfless demigod type before? It also contradicts with the other lore we have on Miquella, especially the gameplay trailer. And then it hit me. So what if we have two main quest lines in the game? Actually 3, but we will get to that in a moment. We will have two factions. One is represented by the story trailer and the other is represented by the gameplay trailer. The first are loyalists to Miquella and the second doubts his intentions. They are skeptical about him. Let's hear some voice lines from the gameplay trailer.
Pure and radiant, he wields love to shrive clean the hearts of men. There is nothing more terrifying. In that forsaken place, blood must spill. Blood of your fellows.
They were never saints. They just happened to be on the losing side of a war.
I presume you, too, are keen to know just what kind Miquella is doing here.
We can see the doubt in the words of those NPCs, while in the story trailer, they are talking about Miquella in a very faithful way. In the end of the trailer here, we can see those faithful followers of Miquella, but those aren't the only NPCs we have been shown. There is a lot of missing characters from the gameplay trailer, and that's why I said there will be two factions. The DLC goal would be to find the intentions of Miquella. Which faction is right? Is Miquella truly the savior of the lands between, or is he lying to ascend to godhood himself? Will he betray us like his mother? Discovering that will be the goal of the DLC. I am really hoping that we got this right, because it would be incredibly awesome if we can choose, if we can decide to either help or oppose Miquella. It would be awesome if an ending can be Miquella ascending to godhood, and if you completed the second questline, you can unlock this secret boss fight with Miquella. Just like in Bloodborne, you can do a certain questline and then you will unlock the true final boss of the game. If you didn't, you will miss it completely. And this is incredibly awesome. Now, let's go over the third main questline I talked about. It revolves around Saint Trina. Now we are told that Miquella discarded his fate, and we are shown Saint Trina falling somehow. But what does that mean? I believe Miquella was fated to succeed Marika. He was chosen by the greater will. We already discussed in a video the idea of the divine rebus and why it makes the perfect Empyrean. We also speculated that this may be the reason why Marika was chosen, her dual nature. I believe that's why Miquella split off Saint Trina from him, so he can discard his fate of becoming an adherent to the greater will. Because of that action, we will have two Miquella. The first is the golden one we are being shown as a Christ figure, and the second is Saint Trina. We can see a lot of sleep-related locations and characters in the gameplay trailer. That's why I said the third questline would be finding Saint Trina. We will try to find her and understand the nature of Miquella more. Perhaps even side with Saint Trina against Miquella. And yes, I do believe that they have different plans and motivations, just like the Marika/Radagon situation. So that would be the third main questline of the DLC. Perhaps if we chose to side with Miquella against Saint Trina, we will get to fight her. That would be incredible. The last thing I want to try and explain is Messmer constant war and the pile of dead bodies feeding the crucible. In an old video of mine, I claimed that I found the real-life inspiration of Messmer, the Mesopotamian deity Ningishida. The similarities cannot be denied. Be sure to check the video after this one. To summarize, we speculated that Messmer is the original god of war of Marika. He is the one that aided her in her ascension to godhood, and I'm very sure we were right about that one. But the more important part is the name of Ningishida, which means the Lord that make the trees grow right. So I went to the conclusion that Messmer is the one responsible for planting the Erdtree in the right way. But we didn't know how. I believe I was right. And the way Messmer sustained the illusion of the Erdtree that resides in the lands between is through feeding dead bodies to the crucible. That's why we can see all those dead bodies in the trunk of the tree, and that's why Messmer is constantly waging war in the lands of shadow, to provide more fertilizer to the crucible so the Erdtree illusion would remain and Marika rule, of course. Now he probably didn't know what was happening in the lands between. He also may haven't been banished. He may have been left there by Marika herself to keep sustaining the tree and stopping any rebellion. The trailer was quite ambiguous, but I tried to decipher it as best as I can. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoyed, and tell me in the comment section what you think. Until next video, farewell, fellow Tarnished.